What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're gonna attempt to have a super quick video talking about UFC 245 and betting strategies, why I'm betting the way I am, and just kind of going over some of the picks. I'm not familiar with all these athletes, by the way. I mean, it's a 12 fight card, but it's gonna be awesome. This is a stacked card. I mean, especially from the prelims up. These guys are all fucking murdered. Like, I did not put any money on the Ben Saunders and Matt Brown fight. Big part of me thinking that's going to be the fight of the night right there. Matt Brown he's just a fucking tank. Like, he's a classical, like, fighter that just loves to fight. I'm a huge fan of his. I didn't make any picks on him because a lot of these fights are toss-ups, you know? And I'll explain why I had to bet a certain way on, like, DraftKings. Shit. That's still good. Luckily I got another one. Okay. So, first, I guess, let's address the main card first. And some of the I don't knows about it. So the first two fights in the main card are Iya Faber versus Peter Yan. Now, like I said, I'm more casual now. Iya Faber was in the WEC, you know, probably the face of the WEC for a very long time. And then even after he lost his title, he was still staying active. In the UFC, he stayed active. He still remained as a pretty active and mostly consistent fighter. He'll get beaten here and there. But this Peter Yan, I'm not really familiar with him. Obviously, he's got a fight on the main card in one of the biggest cards of the year against Faber, so he's got to be doing pretty well. That's a toss-up, you know. Peter Yan can go in there and bury him. Faber can grind out a 5-round decision. Faber's not really a finisher. Faber, even when he was champ, he didn't really have a lot of finishing power. He's never so. I don't know. It's either going to be Peter Yan scoring a second-round TKO or Faber grinding out decision. I don't know. Same thing with the bantamweight fight against Jose Aldo and Marlon Moraes, I believe that is. I don't know much about his opponent, Marlon. What I do know is Aldo's been on a skid. But he's been on a skid against super tough competition. So, are we going to see the old Jose Aldo come back, or is he going to be outclassed by younger talent? I don't know, but I did pick Marlon on both websites to pick this one. Did I pick Yan on DraftKings? I don't think I did. Let me check really quick. Sorry, guys. I didn't. No, I don't have a game. I don't have a dog in the Faber and Yan fight. Okay. So moving forward to the Amanda Munoz and Jermaine de Ranamy. I actually did not bet on this fight on either one of my picks either, and I'll explain. Bet online, they would not allow me to have the Nunes and Jermaine fight on the parlay, so I couldn't put that in my parlay, and I'll explain why I couldn't do it on DraftKings either. But I will not bet against Amanda Nunes. I think she is such a freak of nature. The way she handled Rousey, the way she handled Cyborg, I don't see anyone in that division challenging her. She went through Cyborg like not even like tissue paper. She went through Cyborg like wrapping paper. Effortlessly, right? I just don't see it happen. I mean, but that's the beauty of the sport. Anything can happen. But yeah, I would bet the farm on Amanda Nunes. Obviously, if you're watching this and you're a UFC fan, you are too, right? Holloway versus Volkanovski. I'm not betting against Max Holloway in the featherweight division. Can't do it. The only loss he's had recently was to Dustin Poirier, and that was a very close fight. And it was out of his weight class. I think Holloway is probably the best featherweight ever up to this point. Not betting against him. So obviously, on both of my sites, I picked Holloway to win. Now for the headlining fight, Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington. I might get some shit for this one. On Bet Online, on the parlay, I've got it on Kamaru. On DraftKings, I've got Colby. Kind of like, because both of my let me just get this over here so you can say, yeah, I'll show both betting tickets after during this part. So Kamaru, I've been seeing a lot of different talk about this on YouTube. I'm watching Chael Sonnen. Kamaru is the favorite going into this fight. Kamaru's a bad motherfucker. He's one hell of an athlete. But I think Colby he keeps up this frantic pace. The way he kept up a pace against Dos Anjos, the way he kept up a pace against Robbie, right? I think Colby might be able to grind out a decision against Kamaru. I don't think Kamaru's going to be able to take down Colby as easily as he did Tyrone. And with Tyrone Woodley, like, I don't know what was wrong with Tyrone. Like, that was a one-sided beatdown of a remarkable athlete himself in Tyrone Woodley. I don't know what happened during that fight. But I got a feeling that Colby is too scrappy and that Colby will be able to dictate the pace better than anyone else that Kamaru's faced. So, while I do agree smart money is on Kamaru, I got a feeling that Colby's going to pull it off. So that's for the main card. Preliminaries, betting wise, I did not bet on the Mike Perry versus Jeff Neal fight. That's a toss up. That's, in my opinion, that's way too close of a fight to put a bet on. I did bet on the Vieira versus Aldana fight. Obviously, I went for the undefeated fighter. That feels like a safe bet. And on DraftKings, you'll notice that I picked two different fighters to win the same fight on DraftKings. So on DraftKings, I picked Akhmedov. On BetOnline, I picked I think his name was Heinisch. And the reason being is because on DraftKings, the way they like value the fighters is they assign a dollar amount to each fighter, right? And all the favorites going into the fight have a higher dollar value, okay? And if you exceed the dollar value, you can't place another bet. And if you can't place that bet, you cannot submit your bet. You can't submit the total bet. So, which I didn't realize this until this time because I actually was intentionally betting on underdogs before on DraftKings. But now you can't only take the safe bets on DraftKings. You are essentially forced to gamble. So I think that's pretty cool. So the way I set up my bet on DraftKings, I was only allotted a certain dollar amount. And one of the only fights where I can actually squeeze in a fighter to place my bet was the Heinisch and Akhmedov fight. And I'm like, well, I gotta gamble on Akhmedov. So we will see what happens. So that's my, those are my picks for this weekend. I am so fucking excited for this fight. And I'm so disappointed they wouldn't let me put Nunes on the parlay. But if you guys look at BetOnline, my parlay is all safe bets. So I stand to win $178 for a $20 bet. Not that much, but that's what happens. And on DraftKings, I did gamble a little bit. You couldn't only populate your list with the good fights, unfortunately. So you have to kind of, with the way that's set up. So I wanted to put the Nunes and what's her face fight. I wanted to put the Nunes and Jermaine de Ranime fight. It didn't fit because with the way it's set up on DraftKings, just couldn't do it. Couldn't fit that into the list I was populating. So that's unfortunate, but it happens. Again, guys, I cannot fuck away for this event. I'm not gonna have a voice Sunday. I'm gonna be screaming at TV, and if I win, I'll be screaming even louder. So let me know what your picks are. What do you guys think? Do you disagree with any of my picks? Do you guys agree that the DraftKings thing? I do like the way DraftKings set up because it does force you to gamble. That's what I like. It forces you to not take the safe bets. So I think that's cool. So it's kind of like, it does require a little bit of luck. That I do enjoy. Because they don't kind of expect you to get all your picks, right? So that's the fun part of DraftKings. But what do you guys think? Are your parlays similar to mine? Are they different? What you guys put down on them? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll be sure to read that. So yeah, guys, looking forward to this one. Hopefully we win some money this weekend. And that's all I got for this one. I'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.